Thank you.
My name is Dave Nunes. I am the President and CEO of Pope Resources. I reside on Bainbridge Island, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Pope Resources Jefferson County DNR land exchange. I brought with me a couple other gentlemen from the company who will also speak to different aspects. We're happy to answer questions. I'll start by saying that we have read in the papers some comments from the commissioners and have heard comments in Olympia, and we have been, I know Commissioner Austin and I have exchanged a couple of phone messages and hadn't had the opportunity to speak to the three of you, so we thought we would come up today and at least provide you with some information and give you some of our take on this. There's been a lot of information out in the press that's not been sort of an accurate depiction of this, and so we thought we would try to set the record straight to the extent we can in this brief period of time. So I have with you kind of a leave behind. I won't go through it in exhaustive detail, but I'll touch on the high points. As you may or may not be aware, Pope's lands and the DNR lands are quite intermingled in Jefferson County. For the last few years, we have been working on an exchange. Both parties have had a desire to consolidate their ownership in order to reduce operating costs. I think in this environment, it's clearer than ever the value of that. Both parties are trying to lower both their operating costs and their management costs going forward. We've come up with a proposal that has been the result of that couple years of work. The exchange is now moving into a phase where specific scenarios have been designed. These have been third-party appraised, with each side exchanging roughly $10 million of value. The original acres identified in the press, I want to point out, are sort of the possible acres. That has now been condensed. Several DNR tracts have been dropped out. As has been reported, there was more merchantable timber on the DNR lands than there was on the Pope lands. Pope will exchange approximately 1,700 or 1,400 to 1,700 more acres than the DNR lands. The DNR, in addition, will retain some timber harvest rights for the benefits of the trust in order to balance out this value. Another item that has been mentioned in the context of this exchange is that it will lead to development. I'll point out that the DNR lands are zoned primarily as commercial forest land, which is 80-acre zoning. And then the last point is that the minerals have been another. There's been a lot of talk about, well, Pope's just going to mine this. As we've demonstrated in here, there essentially is no basalt mining or gravel resources on these DNR lands. So this is really just a straight timber for timber deal. In here there are maps and tables that outline acres. I see that I'm out of time, so I'll step aside. But I'd like to open up the opportunity. If we feel this is important business for the county, we'd be happy to come back at any time and talk to you in more detail.
Thank you.